I won't stop hustling.
What up, grinders and grindettes? It's your guy, the Black Abstract, aka the Flyest in the Low, aka finally they released this damn album. Yeah, Silk Sonic, the duo of Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars, have finally released their long-awaited debut album as a group, titled An Evening with Silk Sonic. Listen, for a group whose members' solo albums often seem like the work of one perfectionist mastermind, together it's an impeccably in-sync alliance. Listen, ever since Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak first announced this album, with March Leave the Door Open, which I believe won an award for Best Vocal Performance, it was clear that this was a team of two retro-obsessed musicians reveling in deep admiration for one another. So listen, how did they fare with a 9-track opus? Did they let us down? Did they exceed? Did they kind of just meet expectations? Is this classic? Is this album of the year? Listen, from my ears, I think they did a hell of a job. Let's get into who actually worked on this album. The bulk of the production, if not all, from what I saw in the credits, is handled by Bruno Mars and a producer, writer, arranger by the name of D-Mile. If you look this guy up, he's one of those guys that's known in the industry, but he's not very known publicly. And I believe he also won a Grammy for his work before. But he's collaborated with a variety of artists, and he really puts his all into these tracks. So a lot of the songs are produced by him and Bruno Mars. Also, I love the fact in the credits they have all the instrumentalists. I hope I said that correctly, listed. And you also see this D-Mile guy playing instruments, as well as Anderson .Paak, who's on the drums. So listen, man, I love the fact that when artists get paid twice, because not only are they playing instruments, they're writing, and they're performers as well. So, they get their money 3 ways. I love the humor on a lot of the tracks, and I love the fact that they kept a cohesive theme, which is kind of just 70s soul music, similar to the way of the Dephonics or the OJs. They brought you symphonic arrangements to be mainstream in the early 70s. And that's what they're doing today, but they're just making it contemporary. I love their deliberate approach, which is consistently validated by their extreme attention to detail with this album. And I remember hearing Anderson .Paak saying that if certain elements were off or strings were off in some of the songs, they would just completely scrap the song. So think about those songs that got scrapped, that were just sitting by the wayside, that probably to the normal naked eye were fine, but to them, two perfectionists, it's crazy. But listen, you can hear it when Bruno Mars comes in. Like, he just comes in and you could just tell, like, he's giving some of the best vocal performances of his career. You could tell he didn't really take this too lightly, man. And listen, we need stuff like this. We need game changer albums like this. They say this started with a Paak in 2017 when they were touring for each other. Paak was opening up for Mars on his 24K Magic tour in 2017, and they found themselves experimenting and jamming in the studio. And then they agreed to make a collaborative record, but they never put a timeline on it. And then I guess years later, 2020, Mars listened back to the demos they made on the road and figured it was time to make a good on that promise and release this passion project. I believe this album, Silk Sonic, is an album that has been made with extraordinary care, one that seeks to avoid nostalgic trappings while still aiming for timelessness. The glitzy opener, Silk Sonic intro, introduces us to the Rose guest host, legendary Parmalit and the Funkadelic member and funk overlord Bootsy Collins. Yes, Bootsy Collins is all over this album. If you don't know who Bootsy Collins is, maybe this album ain't for you. You need to grow up a little bit or just do some research. Everybody know Bootsy, baby. Bootsy Collins, baby. He puts it on blast over horns, and he reappears on the majority of the songs across the record, and even imparts some hard-worn emotional wisdom to Mars and Paak at the start of the candid power ballad, Put on a Smile, which is one of my favorite tracks. Take it from your Uncle Bootsy, he whispers. Ain't no shame banging the rain. Tell her how you really feel. So listen, we heard Leave the Door Open, Skate, and we heard Out the Window, Open Up the Window. So we heard those. We could get those out of the way. We already know how those sound sonically, and they deliver. With, I believe Leave the Door Open is probably the better of the 3 records, but they're all cohesive and they all sound. So that was one of the things I was worried about with this project. How would it sound as a whole project? Was it going to get redundant or tired? And no, you really don't, because I think just with the length and duration of the project, it doesn't allow you to get that. That's why I believe they made it, just cut it down to 9 tracks, just so you won't get overtired with the same themes, because it could have got old quick. Fly As Me features Anderson .Paak handling most of the lyrics, and he's rapping. And a lot of people forget that Anderson .Paak is actually a rapper, and I love the fact that he's on here and just, he ain't going crazy with the bars. He's just giving you light stuff like, yeah, when I go to the city, they call me the man. Just playing around with it, but at the same time letting you know he is a rapper. One thing I was curious to know or hear is, being that Paak is on Aftermath, the record label, I didn't know if Dr. Dre would have a hand in it somehow, and maybe try to, throw a beat in here or something. But I see he's completely void of this, and that might be for good reason. Even though this was his early sound, the funk era, the chronic. This was Dr. Dre's sound. So I was curious to see if he was going to be involved in this, but he's not. And listen, I'm not mad at all. I like the fact they kept it in house and dealt with who they were dealing with. I like the bedroom ballad that got the heavy female breathing and pillow talk. The steamy After Last Night, which I thought was a dope song as well. Listen, I like every song on here. Some better than others. I still want time to sit with it a little bit more. Y'all know how I am reviews. I normally would sit with this a little bit longer, but I did listen to it for a good 3 hours consecutively, just to get a feel. And with a runtime of half an hour, it's short and sweet. You know what I'm saying? Put a Smile On is another great track. All in all, I don't really have anything bad to say about this. One of the complaints probably can be that it might sound repetitive to some people, but I didn't get that feeling. But I rate everything with mics. I'm not going to get this a classic yet, because like I said, I want to sit with this a little bit, but I'm definitely going to get this a solid 4.5. Just sonically, production wise, and this concept wise, they executed perfectly how they should. It's a breath of fresh air, something new, something different, something creative, something inventive for this day and age. Like I said, it's nothing new out the sun. It's nothing new under the sun. It's not how you do it, but it's how it's done. It's never what you do, but how it's done, I believe. I forget, I mess up the quote, but let me know what you guys think about this album. Post your comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and as always, peace, love, and prosperity. I am the Black Abstract. Peace.